All right, it is a gray, rainy day out. It has actually been a day. So this is maybe good timing. I don't know if I'm like in the vibe, but maybe this is good timing to be able to talk about a vacation destination with all of you. Welcome to this month's BYOP. And I am excited to share with you the palette that I created representing a vacation destination. Now, I believe when my friend Kara and I decided to do this, we were sort of like, it could be a place you've been, it could be a place you're dreaming of going, whatever really inspires you to create a color story around that destination. I can't wait to share with you my palette and my destination. It is somewhere that I have been. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, if again, you are new to this channel, maybe you have never seen this series. Maybe you're like, what the heck is a BYOP? I don't even know. This is a build your own palette. Within this little palette right here, I have 10 shades that are representing my vacation destination. My friend Kara from Beauty and the Frizz and I started this over 2 years ago now. We were really looking for a way to use our single shadows more. And what better way than to have a fun theme every month to spark some creativity and get more use out of the makeup we have already purchased. So we also like to encourage you to join in, whether you are a fellow creator or you are just a fellow makeup enthusiast. So if you would like to, please tag us if you choose to do this video. Really, we have one rule, 10 shadows, and to be honest, we aren't going to be mad at you if you break that. And if you are not a creator and you just want to share swatches, maybe a look from your palette, maybe a flat lay of your palette, you can always tag us on Instagram. I'll have all the deets below, along with Kara's video, along with anyone else that I know that's doing this. I know that Becca Jo from the Makeup Tax Lady is in on this one, so I'll make sure to have her channel linked down below and anyone else that happens to join in. All right, we're gonna get into this right now. I will zoom you in a bit so that we can see this palette. So I do have to say, I feel like the lighting is a little bit low right now. It's very dreary and dark outside. I could fiddle with the aperture on my camera, but every time I do that, the higher I open it, I feel like the resolution goes away. So we're just gonna go with this for right now. Also, the Invisalign, still lispy, y'all, still lispy. Okay, I'm on, by the way, tonight I change into tray 3. I have many trays. I have many trays, but we're rolling into tray 3 tonight. Okay, so let's talk about my palette. I'll give you a peek here. And again, this is representing a place that I have been. It's actually one of the stops on our cruise from last year, and that is the beautiful Saint Lucia. So when Jeremy and I went on our cruise last year and we went to Saint Lucia, it was hands down our favorite stop. I just found that, you know, the beautiful lush scenery, the people, the vibe, it was all so great, and we definitely want to go back at some point. So this is my palette celebrating the beautiful Saint Lucia. I can't wait to dig into this. Of course, we're going to do swatches of all these shades. I'll let you know what they represent. We're also going to do one look. I'm sorry, I usually try to do 2 looks in these videos, and today it's just not going to happen. If you can tell, other than the way I'm talking, I am also probably a bit nasally. Y'all, the allergy season, let me know down below if you are also suffering big time from allergies this year. I don't know what's going on, but I just feel like a train has run over me. So we're getting one look out of today. I already have the rest of my makeup done because we had to be somewhere earlier today. Honestly, by the way, this is pretty much what I have been doing for like the last week as far as my makeup. I've just basically been doing the same thing. Maybe put on a little eyeshadow, maybe not. Like today I have a tiny bit of bronzer up here and that's like it. So we're just gonna flop right over the top of this. It's fine, right? We're totally gonna do that. Okay, let's talk about the eyeshadow. Okay, so where should I start? I'm gonna start with a couple of the obvious shades. I don't know, why do I always end up wearing a long sleeve shirt when I have to do swatches? I don't know. I don't know why that ends up happening, but I'm gonna take off my watch. We'll do them right here. I feel like it's been forever since I've filmed. It actually has been. We've had a lot going on, so I really haven't had much content going up, so thank you for those of you that are here today. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry. It's been a road. Maybe at some point I will share some of that with all of you in a get ready with me or something, but I appreciate all of you for sticking around. But I feel like I'm like out of the practice. All right, well, we're off to a bit of a hot mess start, which seems appropriate for my channel. Let's go ahead and dive into these swatches, shall we? So, like I said, Jeremy and I stopped in Saint Lucia on our cruise. I'm getting my little magnet thing. We stopped on our cruise last year. And I think one of the first things that I noticed about this island is just how beautifully lush and green. It's just like so striking. And none of the pictures do it justice. And if you've ever been anywhere where you're trying to take a gorgeous picture and you're like in this magic moment, and especially, you know, if you don't have like a full set of camera equipment, but if you're just trying to take a picture and you're like, that doesn't do it justice. That's exactly how all of the pictures felt, you know, just trying to show how vibrant the colors were, how lush everything was. So I wanted to pull out, first I knew I just wanted like a beautiful bangin' green with a lot of dimension to it. Just something that was rich and yummy and just absolutely made me happy. So this is from Clionadh, and this is the shade Trefoil Light. So this is one of the jeweled light multi-chromes, and I wanted this one because, well, I don't have the original Trefoil, so that's one reason, but I think that the lighter base of this shade versus the regular standard multi-chrome, it just gives a bit more of the, you know, vacation vibe, the beautiful, sunny, like, I don't know, magic, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I mean, hopefully you can see here. I know I have my lights up fairly high. Let me turn these down just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully you're able to see that. I mean, it is just this beautiful blue-green shade, and that's just it. You see a lot of rich, beautiful blues, these vibrant greens. I mean, oh, it's just so pretty. And you see a little flash of a brighter green as well, which I think it's just, this is just such a gorgeous shade. So I was like, yep, that's gotta be it. That was the first shade I picked out. I might as well go into the other green in here. We're gonna swatch out of order, but this one is really representing the earthiness of the island. Like, you see a lot of those like tropical greens and blues, but you also see that rich, lush, earthy, vibrant tone. And I pulled out Rainbow Blossom from Devinah Cosmetics. And this again is just, it's more of that like earthy, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's an olive, but it definitely has, I don't know, just a more, I mean, okay, here they kind of look side by side. They look a bit the same, but you can see, well, they don't really look the same, but you know, you're like, okay, a green and another green. But I mean, yes, we're talking about Saint Lucia here. We're going to have a lot of green. You can see you've got that like more vibrant pop of that like blue-green. This one's a little bit more earthy, a little bit more natural, if you will. Still very shiny, still very beautiful, still makes me very happy because I am a green lover. So that was one that I really felt like I needed to just get that, you know, I don't know, that island feel. Okay, so aside from that beautiful lush vibe, the other thing, again, vibrant colors. The water there is so pretty. Like, it goes from that beautiful aqua into a beautiful deep rich blue. Everything was so beautiful. We had a great time snorkeling there. You know, the water was nice and clear. We had such, I mean, such a great experience. So I wanted to pull out a couple beautiful blues to sort of represent that. I think, you know, if you're going to do any sort of Caribbean island, you're probably going to have a blue because, you know, it just kind of gives it that electricity. And this one, when I pulled it out and I swatched it, I was like, ooh, this is the one. And then I saw the back and I was like, yeah, it definitely has to be the one. This is again from Devinah, and this is Aqua Abyss. So this color, it's just absolutely pretty. Now, I will be honest, this isn't one that I would necessarily pick to wear all the time, but the color of this is just so beautiful. And the vibrancy, again, of this, oh, it's just, it's like, definitely leans a bit more into blue and almost has a bit of a purple to it. So you just get that beautiful, rich, I'm gonna turn this up just a bit. I'm trying to get that like sweet spot. Ah, there we go. You can just see the nice brightness of that there. Oh, so pretty. Now I couldn't just leave it there. I had to get one more sort of like blue-green shade. And again, the name is fitting here. This is another Devinah Cosmetics, and this is Swirling Waters. So, you know, we're going with the two watery shades here. I think that, you know, between the vibrancy of the water, between the beautiful blue of the sky, I think you just kind of get the energy that was Saint Lucia. And these are, again, fairly close shades, but, you know, you can give me a palette with all of the fun greens and blues. Similar but different, right? I think here especially you can see how this has a little bit more of that bright shimmer to it. And honestly, to me, that's almost like the ripple of water, you know, where you see like the light of the water and the depth of the water. You know, if you're looking at waves, you see those undulations and it shows up in lights and darks and color. So that to me, it just really represented that aqua. So you have, you know, the lush foliage, you have the beautiful water, everything was just like so beautifully vibrant. So I really wanted to represent that, and I couldn't just do it in one or two shades. We needed a lot of them, clearly. So on the other side of the spectrum, you're gonna see a couple of the mattes that I have, and this first one represents a really fun part of our excursion that took us up into the volcanic area. So they do actually have a live active volcano, and Jeremy and I were able to go up. You're able to get near it and drive up to it. They don't let you go quite as far as they used to, which, you know, is kind of understandable because humans can be idiots. But what we were able to do is do a volcanic mud bath. And this color represents the color of that volcanic mud. This is Hazelnut, by the way, from Sydney Grace. And the mud was really this like gray, yeah, it was definitely more of like a gray with a bit of brown to it. And I thought that this Hazelnut was pretty close. I admittedly don't have a lot of grays in my collection. This might be just a bit more on the taupey side, but it's pretty darn close. It was definitely, if I can find it, I'll try to find a picture of Jeremy and I. By the way, if you do want to see our vacation vlog from last year, I know I still don't have this year's up, sorry. But if you do want to see last year's vacation vlog, I will make sure to have that link down below if you do want to see our trip to Saint Lucia and, you know, all of the other places we stopped at. So this definitely gives me that memory, and it was a fun time. And I will actually say, you know, they say that the sulfuric mud really has some good healing properties. It's supposed to be anti-inflammatory. Jeremy said that he felt like his joints definitely felt better for a day. So, you know, if that's the truth or not, if it's not, I don't know, but it was a fun afternoon, other than the fact that that swimsuit will forever smell like sulfur. I actually threw it out, which is fine because I had issues with that swimsuit anyway because it was like leaching color throughout the vacation. It started out this beautiful kind of like cocoa color, and by the end it looked like weird Barbie skin color. It was not cute. At any rate, the other neutral matte that I have is another Sydney Grace. This is Relax, and I wanted something that sort of, you know, had a bit of a stone vibe to it, or, you know, again, another earthy vibe, because the volcanic rock formations, or mountains, if you will, the pitons that are there on Saint Lucia are so well known. And I think between the lush green and, you know, the more earthy vibe, the stone vibe, you just get that feel. And we definitely thought that, I mean, they were so majestic. It's so beautiful. If I ever got to go back and maybe did a little training beforehand, I'd love to hike the pitons. I know you can do like more of like a simple hike, but this girl has to get her cardio on for a while before I'd be ready to do like the mega hike. But the views just have to be absolutely incredible. So getting to see the pitons by boat was really cool. I mean, you just are like, wow, these are epic up against, you know, the beautiful horizon, the ocean. It was just gorgeous. So I will forever remember that moment. So I wanted to make sure to have something that represented that. Now, speaking of the boat ride that we went on, so our excursion in Saint Lucia was sort of like a land and sea kind of thing. So we had a beautiful boat ride, both to and from one of the cities, and it was just so much fun. I absolutely love being on the water. Like I know I'm an earth sign, but let me tell you, like, get me on the water, keep me on the water. And I just absolutely love that vibe. And there's something to being on a boat, splashing out in the sun, you know, you're like kind of going along over the waves and you have that like sea spray hitting you. And I wanted something that represented light reflecting off of the water and really that like that spray coming up. You know, we were having a really good time on the way back and everybody was singing and dancing, and it was such a fun moment. And, you know, I don't know, there was just something about like the splashing of the water. I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. And when I swatched this, I was like, ooh, yes, absolutely. This one definitely gets there. So obviously we have, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but it's this very light, bright, sparkly, almost white. And this is the shade Bling from Glamshop. So this is truly just one of those shades that is just so much sparkle. And I feel like It's a white, but it does have a bit of, sorry, my fingers are probably stained from that last matte, but it's a white that has a bit of a blue and or green reflect to it. So it's not your average, and I just felt like this was a really good combination. It almost has like a bit of a yellow to like represent the sunshine. I don't know, there's just something about this one that felt very accurate to me. So far, we're really getting this vibe going. I also wanted to make sure to represent the beautiful sandy beaches on Saint Lucia. You do have some beautiful white sand. You also have some black sand from obviously the volcanic activity. This isn't quite as white sandy as what I saw in Saint Lucia, but I just wanted that like sunny, warm, sunshine sand vibe, if you get what I mean. This is Pacific Coast Highway from Sydney Grace. I think the thing about this is, you know, you have this sort of like sandy yellow in more of a standard shimmer as opposed to Bling being a little bit more shimmery, more reflective, and you could absolutely use this even just like as a topper shade or like beautiful in a halo eye. So I wanted something that was more of like a standard shimmer. You could even top Bling over the top of that too. So it's sort of like a combination of that sand and the sun and the light and just the happy vibe. So I really enjoyed that one. All right, so we have 2 more shades, and these are representative of colors that are in the Saint Lucian flag. So I wanted to bring in a beautiful matte that was the color of the main part of the flag. I chose Ice Drop from Devinah. Y'all know that this is not a shade that I use all that much, but I think that this really, you know, this color in the flag does really represent the water and the sky, and I think that, you know, it would have been a miss if I did not put this shade in, and I think it really goes well with the other shades we picked. The other one that I picked is another of the primary shades that you'll see within the flag, and it's this beautiful yellow. This is Lemonade from Sydney Grace. I think I've used this one in a palette before. How could I not? It's absolutely beautiful. And this shade represents prosperity and sunshine, and I think that's such a beautiful ideal to have in this palette that I had to include the bright yellow. And you know, I am team yellow all the way. And really, if we were to, like, let's say take Bling as a white, we have 3 of the 4 colors that are in the Saint Lucian flag. So I feel like we did pretty good here. I think this is definitely, it has the energy of Saint Lucian vibes. You know, you've got beautiful bright shades that represent the ocean, the air, the earth itself. I'm ready to do a look with these. I hope that you are along for the ride, so let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so I can't put greens and blues into a palette and not do a colorful look, right? Like, obviously we have to lean into that. However, I think I want to do something that is less structured, a little bit more carefree, just because I think that's like the vibe of the island. You know, we're kind of going for those island vibes. And what that means, I'm not quite sure yet, but hopefully we're gonna get there together. I feel like I'm in that allergy fog, absolutely. So if I seem a little off, for those of you that are not new to my channel, I am so sorry, but you know, the show must go on, and I had to film this. I have not missed a BYOP yet. I've had videos go up a week early on accident. I've had some videos that went up a little late, maybe, like later in the day. I think I've always gotten them up on the day of. But I have not missed one yet, so I wasn't gonna let this stupid head thing get me down. The show must go on. All right, I think what I'm gonna do, because I feel like the shimmer that's in Swirling Waters is going to give us a bit of a lighter feel, I think that's what I'm gonna just start with. I'm gonna just start with that on the lid, and then we'll see what I end up doing. Part of me wants to put the baby blue in my crease, but part of me wants to pop that on the lower lash line, which is what I think I might do. So we might as well just start playing with color and see where we end up. By the way, since there's like a lot of sniveling, some nasal talking going on, I'm just gonna put you all out of your misery, and I'm just going to put on some music, but enjoy the look as I play. All right, other than the fact that somehow I gave myself a green sparkly mustache, I'm really liking this already so far. Honestly, I could see just leaving this like this. Like the under eye got a little extra, it did get a little extra, but to be able to see the blue, I think you kind of need that. I'm tempted to leave it like this, but I do think I'm just gonna take a little bit of a neutral matte to just kind of like give a little something to the crease. I just don't want it to get too dark, so we're gonna go for a very fluffy brush and just hope for the best. All right, I have to say, I really like this. I think that this is just enough color, just enough pop, but the shape, everything seems soft enough that I really get that like fun, effortless vacation vibe, which is, yeah, really like it. Like I said, I wanted color, but I wanted it more carefree. I really like this. I have to say, I mean, this definitely represents Saint Lucia, and I loved being in Saint Lucia. I don't know, you know, if I saw this as a palette, I probably wouldn't purchase it because of how it leans a little bit more into the blue. Like this color, usually for me, I'm like, that's gonna get touched like maybe once ever. But as a lower lash line, I do really like it. I like it a lot. I did, by the way, just throw on one more coat of mascara so that the sparkles on my lashes were hidden a little bit, but hopefully you're okay with me just kind of topping off what I already had. I think that that Relax shade worked really well. By the way, I used my very, very trusty, it's not this one, it was a different one, my E36 from Sigma. I'm telling you, it's just such a wonderful brush. The last time I was on the site, I couldn't find it, and I was devastated. If I can find it, I'll link it down below, because let me tell you, it's still my favorite baby blender. Like, it is just so beautiful. Just soft, fluffy, very detailed. Anyway, you're not here about brushes, you're here about this palette, so I hope you enjoyed it. As far as next month, let's talk about it. So obviously that will be at the end of June. We always post the last Thursday of the month. And you know, I was talking to Karen, I was like, I don't know about you, but I feel like my makeup preferences have really been evolving in the last, I mean, honestly, even in the last like 4 or 5 months. And I said, I think it would be kind of fun if we did a palette that represented where we are in our makeup preferences now. You know, I mean, we've been doing these BYOPs for over 2 years, and I feel like she and I both kind of have a different vibe now than we did. And that's a constant evolution, right? Some of it's seasonal, some of it's how much time we have in life, some of it's trends maybe, some of it's just like what we're feeling in the moment. So I thought it would be very fun to do I don't even know what to call this. I don't really know, but something that's representative of your current makeup vibe, right? I mean, technically eyeshadow vibe, right? So something that's just indicative of the makeup looks that make you happy now. And so I thought that would be very fun. Kara was super down for it. You know, we always kind of go back and forth. We are a little last minute sometimes. We're a little last minute in these themes. So if you have a theme you'd like to see later in the year, please let us know. We always love getting suggestions. We have taken a lot of your suggestions in the past, actually. So we really love to have you all involved. So if there's something that you'd like to see towards the end of summer or into fall, please let us know. Again, I will make sure to have Kara's video linked down below. Make sure that you follow along so that you can see our BYOPs for next month. And again, please feel free to join in. It's very low pressure. It's come and go as you please. Do whatever inspires you and skip out on the ones that don't. But for those of you that did get all the way through this video, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. And I would love to know, even if it's maybe not a destination that you would build an eyeshadow palette around, please let me know what your favorite vacation destination was that you've been on, or like your top wish list fabulous destination. I love traveling. I love hearing about all the places that people want to go, have been, loved, all of the things. Thank you so much, lovelies. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you really soon.